Gentlemen, the time has come once again to discuss things.
On that note, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I'm Sid2, joining me today is...
I'm that Matt kid.
Oh.
I am a Geek Plus fan. I'm that Matt kid.
Yeah,
No good
indeed.
chance to say it twice.
There we go. So we were going to do a different kind of topic thing this week, but plans fell through, so it kind of just came up with this one spur of the moment. And honestly, it works because of current events. Last week, I didn't expect to be in the situation we are. I think a lot of people were surprised by the Corona apocalypse, and all caused by Corona beer. Can you guys believe it? I've seen the pictures of fucking, like, grocery store beer aisle completely empty, full of Corona cases. That's all they have is Corona beer, and I'm just like, people are dumb.
A little bit.
But yeah, so we're in Corona Apocalypse 2020, and a lot of people are like having to stay home, either work from home or just stay home in general. I think I am one of the people who's really lucky to be at home, but I'm still getting paid. I was very grateful to my company for doing that. But I just know a lot of people are kind of like nervous as hell right now. I certainly was starting to feel that way until I found out I was actually going to be making some money during this time. And so I thought something that might be fun to do a discussion on is just talk about like what y'all are doing to kind of unwind or just deal with this. And then, you know, we're all nerds, and I think this is kind of becoming a bit of a geeky renaissance. I've seen a lot of people talking about reading comics and catching up on TV shows on Netflix, binging that, and playing video games and whatnot. So I figured it'd just be a good time to talk about like what are you doing, or what are things you've seen or heard people doing to cope with Corona apocalypse.
Well, on my end, one's kind of just like a general fan thing, but it's also probably the first of the franchises and the things the fans consume actually doing stuff to kind of like help it, and that is Doctor Who. A lot of people have been saying, well, because the 50th anniversary, the date that aired came out back a couple of weeks back, and Stephen Moffat came on Twitter to live tweet that, and a lot of people kind of got back into Doctor Who to just talking about it because it was like a rare thing to see him do that. So when all this happened, a lot of people are saying, well, I'm just going to watch Doctor Who from either original or from New Who to now. And it seems like that in itself is like a cool, yeah, that's a way to kill time, and probably a decent way now that the season with Jodie's over before the Christmas special to like kind of catch up. But the Doctor Who franchise, BBC, etc., have decided to like, okay, we're going to start putting out content for people in quarantine. So started out Jodie Whittaker coming on in a post for like children, and like kind of telling them that it's going to be their mission to stay in the tower to help her defeat it, which I thought was the coolest fucking shit. It's like she was this really wholesome, really honest. It's like, don't worry, we're going to get this, but I need your help. You got to stay. It's like just real, like, yes, the heroes are good kind of shit. Like, fucking if he wasn't fired or something by now, I wish Henry Cavill did something like that as Superman. Like, that would just be perfect. Mm-hmm. But then the old showrunner, Russell T. Davies, has started writing the equivalent of fan fiction at this point because he's not hired. But he's been writing short posts of like this is what the Doctor was thinking during the Time War. This is the thing. And then Chris Chibnall wrote like a short. This is what Jodie Whittaker's Doctor was feeling as she fell from the TARDIS. This is all that. So all the stuff like that has been really, really cool to like see. Doctor Who, which has been a really bad community because they hired a main female lead, so you know the usual suspects came after that. It's been a really like toxic environment lately, but this was like it surprised me just to see kind of the whole community kind of get together and get some solidarity, especially for like kids, which I imagine this must suck for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Matt? What have you been doing to cope?
Well, I actually haven't been consuming a lot of stuff that was kind of dropped in response to it. The only thing I've been consuming that's been dropped early or released early was one of my favorite bands of all time, Alkaline Trio. They were about to go on a big tour with Bad Religion, which was going to be the shit, but they had to postpone the tour. And so Alkaline Trio posted a 3-song EP that they were working on. They posted it like way early. So they dropped that. So that was really cool of them. That's probably been the only like thing I've been consuming that's tied to kind of what's been going on. I think I've been using the opportunity to really go back and catch up on things that I have always meant to get into but never really did. So like I've read all 5 years of the Injustice comics. Finally got around to doing that shit. I did not read the Injustice 2 comics because that's a whole other 30 issues I'd have to read or whatever it is. But I read all the Injustice comics, finally going back to fully beat one of my favorite games of all time, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, finally getting around to actually beating it a couple times because I've never fully gotten through the game, even though I love it to death. My wife has been playing Animal Crossing nonstop. And we've been... Oh, no, here's the fun one. We've been forcing ourselves through Arrow because when Arrow was coming out, we watched it a little bit and we only ever got through the first 2 seasons. So now we're like almost done with season 3. And so, it's just been, I don't know, it's been kind of nice. I mean, it's just been going back, revisiting media and finishing things you meant to finish, checking out things you never got a chance to check out before. And so when you're in a situation and you have a level of privilege like I do, where I don't really have to worry about my income because my job is very secure and I'm grateful for that, it's almost been kind of a, when I'm able to free myself from all the thoughts of the world collapsing, it's been kind of nice to come home and just unplug, so to speak, from everything and just try to de-stress and deal with it as best as we all can.
Yeah, that's kind of how I've been feeling too, is like, all right, just, not go outside, except for like on a walk. I swear to God, I've seen more people walking around my neighborhood in the last 2 days than I have since I've moved in here. It's ridiculous. The people just like looking for an excuse to do anything besides sit at home. So like, I don't know, I'm trying not to be active or anything, just trying to find stuff to do. Mostly just been lazy the last couple days. Only been in quarantine for this is day 2 now, so just trying to, chill out and relax on things. Today I watched a bunch of YouTube, trying not to do that too much, really hoping I'm going to find something else to keep myself entertained by tomorrow, but YouTube's a bit of a rabbit hole that you can just spend all day on and not even realize it.
Yep.
It's just another 10-minute video, it's just another 15-minute video, it's just an hour-long video. I watched a video... I have no interest in Punch-Out as a game. I watched a 45-minute video chronicling how a bunch of speedrunners slowly ticked away at this one guy who had this just impressive every single fight world record on. So I was watching that. It was like a sports documentary for speedrunning.
That's
and
pretty
that
cool.
that got me thinking about speedrunning again. So I was like, well, I got a respectable time on Sonic Generations Speed Highway level, so I'm gonna take another crack at that, and I beat my personal best by about 2.5 seconds. So suck it past me, you little bitch. Otherwise, I don't know. Day that work said, okay, we're going to pay you. I was like incredibly grateful on that, and so I tried to pass around the kindness a little bit. I'd planned to just not pick up my comics or anything for a couple weeks because, if I had to save money, I was going to save money. But the day that my last day of work, before I went home, I went out to my comic shop and made sure to pick up my pull list because I know they're going to be closed down, and it was kind of crazy. Excuse me, crazy to hear that Diamond is just stopping shipping, and I was like, whoa. That is just crazy to me to think about. And so I was like, well, maybe this will be one of the last chances I ever get to go pick up a pull list. I mean, shit.
Do you want to kind of get into that for a little bit? Because again, we normally do talk about comic stuff here, and I don't think we'll really get another chance to do it currently. Like, do you think, how are you going to feel if this is comics fully moving to digital?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people speculating, like, of course, they're not going to just stop publishing comics. I've heard a lot of people speculating that, like, the hard copies, the floppies, will become, like, the collector's items, and there will also be, like, trade paperbacks still. But, like, single issues will just move to digital. And I've been kind of thinking about that and hearing about that for years now. And I don't necessarily have a problem with it. Like, if that's how you prefer to consume, that's fine. My only real gripe with digital comics is it does not encourage exploration in the same way that going to the comic store does. When you're going to the comic shop and you're browsing the stands, you just see a cover that catches your eye for fucking Metal Shark Bro #1. And it's just this really weird, fun, crazy-looking cover, and you're like, all right, it's $2, I'll buy that. Whereas when you're digital, because Marvel and DC and then independent companies all have separate apps, you're kind of locked into a one thing. And so you might pick up an issue of Starfire or something like that. But, as these companies are less likely to share a platform, like Comixology is obviously a thing, but it seems both Marvel and DC are trying to kind of move away from that and just do their own thing. And you kind of need the big two to play ball with any third-party platform in comics for it to be viable. So that's the part of it that worries me. If hard copies are dead. That being said, I'm not entirely sure that hard copies are dead. I know it's going to take a hit for a couple months, but maybe they'll bounce back. I don't see why they wouldn't at least try to bounce back.
Yeah. I think definitely that's a very likely possibility for the big two. I do think a lot of the indie books are gonna, like, depending how long this goes and depending on the repercussions of this, I think a lot of them just don't have the capital and because again, DC and Marvel have got AT and Disney behind them, so they're gonna always, and they're like a valuable source of oh well, we get an IP from a comic, so that's always just gonna stick around in some shape or form. How I feel that would probably be again, we'll release the single issues on digital and then we'll release the trades physical, or maybe just big floppy books now and again.
Go to the shonen model.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. The lack of exploration is going to be an issue, and I do think that's, again, to the point about the indie books, that's going to extrify that. Sometimes those books, they don't get a lot of advertising, they don't get a lot of publicity. The only way you can see them is if it just, you look at cool word of mouth, or you see a cool cover in a comic. So that is worrying.
But on the flip side of that, because I actually really like the idea of going to that model where you can still get monthly issues, but they're digital, and then the trades are what come out physically. When digital streaming for music first came out, when LimeWire first became a thing, everyone was terrified that it was going to kill the music industry. All it did was create this fertile ground for people who never would have been discovered otherwise to get discovered through these MP3 sharing sites and things like that. If there's a way to recreate that sort of playground in a digital space, I mean, you look at how many comic book creators got their start by being well known for making web comics and things like that. I think that getting rid of comic book stores, or at least moving to all digital or whatever, you know, I'm not saying I want necessarily comic book stores to go away. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't think going to all digital necessarily means we're going to have a loss in that. I think it just shifts what that process looks like.
Mm-hmm. And what I feel like that as well, because again, I don't want the whole video just to be this topic, but I do think it is like really relevant. What I think that goes hand in hand with almost is, like, to be honest, I have been a proponent of the comics model is kind of outdated and isn't viable to suit the comics industry strengths, and they're not capitalizing on what they could be getting. Again, I don't want to tell these people how to do their jobs, but I probably will tell these people how to do their jobs. Is you look at something like the manga industry. People don't buy single chapters of Naruto or Dragon Ball. They buy the trades, or they read it on the Shonen Jump website. And it's done it, and they've got a huge backlog of every single thing you could ever want with just a subscription. And that's been doing wonders for them. Manga has been completely shitting on comic sales, and it's even ridiculous now that the manga's doing more superhero stuff with One Punch Man and My Hero Academia. It's like, it's really just, first we take the cartoon market, and now we're just going to take your market. Like, I do really think there's lessons to be learned there from the Eastern method, and especially given how big it is over there. But they don't even have their version of anime, right? For us is the MCU. That's our big cultural, everyone knows the superheroes for these things, right? Mm-hmm. And I really do think that, like you say, this could end up being like a bigger boom. My only worry is this going to be, okay, we've got an opportunity here to rethink our model and create it to be more accessible and fit for a modern age. The era of the comic book shop has kind of, it's not past, but it's not where you're going to be making the main money. If you really do want to support these creators and make it so that comic writers don't have to open up Patreons, which is ridiculous that we keep seeing that. Do we do that? Or is it just going to be, okay, we're all going to roll out a brand new wave of things for the digital age, like a new rebirth, where we're just going to shuffle around the creative teams and happers out a reboot, or like a new thing, or maybe this is what 5G do. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to slap a new label on it, because that's what historical precedent tells me they're going to do.
Just roll something out for that short-term sales boost.
Exactly. Yeah. And the one thing I'll be happy with that is a lot of creators, I mean, this might be a good segue, because this has been a way I've been killing time as well. A lot of comic book creators, to kill time, have been pitching Secret Crisis.
The DC Marvel crossover. Oh my god, Donny Cates talking about wanting to do Green Lantern and Silver Surfer as a series. I'm here for it. I would love that to death.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of those, and a lot of those matchups have been really fun, and it's cool to see kind of how you were saying about the whole geek renaissance. It's cool to see everyone coming together for things like that from all these disparate sources, and kind of coming together and trying to find the common things to be excited about with this. And I think that being stuck inside all day has potentially gotten people's brains thinking about all kinds of cool things and all kinds of neat ideas. So there is a chance that there could be some really cool stuff coming out the other end of this. At least that's what I'd like to hope. Yeah,
I think so too. It seems that there has just been a wealth of creativity. You're really right. I've been seeing a lot of cool posts, like on Twitter. DC Kids started up a thing called Kids Camp. And they're just posting like activities. They're like contacting an artist or writer at DC and having them come up with, or maybe not them come up with, but having them demonstrate an activity for kids. So the I forget his name. The writer that did Green Lantern Legacy, which is one of those young adult graphic novels that recently came out, made like a tutorial on how to do a paper Green Lantern ring and stuff, and that was really fun and cute. So it's
Gene
been...
Young did how to make a Superman that can turn into a rocket origami.
Oh, that's cool. Huh. Alfie, you want to do your mic thing? Because your mic keeps, like, cutting in and out and doing, like, this weird...
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so, like, there's... I don't know, just kind of crazy to see all of that stuff going on. On a personal side, I played my first round of D&D since, since, like, middle school.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Yeah, Lo was like, "Hey, does anyone want to do a Friday night one shot?" And I was like, why not?" So, because Haley and I were starting like this, let's make sure to go out and do something just together every night, or like once a week. Make sure we're doing like a date night thing where we're just getting out of the house. And then this happens, so we're like, well, so much for that.
That's so cool. What are you guys playing? 5th Ed, or what are you playing?
Yeah, we played a one shot of 5th edition. I'm still not incredibly into it. I had like less of the my frustration in middle school was my DM was being a dick and would play favorites. But more just like man, I don't like being part of a story that I'm not telling. Because I was like, cool ideas. And then it was like, well, the dice determine things. I'm like, well, this is bullshit. I don't like it. But Haley enjoyed it, so I was glad for that.
Cool.
I was still really grateful that Lo took the time to get it all together, and we had fun doing it in the moment, though. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Dude, that experience of I don't like being part of stories that I'm not writing is why I fucking this might be another thing, is like I used to do a lot of Twitter RP, which is where you would just write the characters with other people and get their responses. I had one of the biggest Superman accounts. Gee whiz, would you guess? But the reason why I quit is because I kept getting fucking pissed off. Because I was like, this is going to be the greatest thing. Yes, we'll do it. And they just went in a completely different, wrong direction. And they didn't write the characters how I like them written. And you know me, I'm very specific about the takes.
You're not playing it with the toys right.
So, like, I mean, as long as D&D isn't something like that has like a fandom that I'm in, I'll probably be good at it. But the moment there's like room for a take, I'm gonna be fucking insufferable.
I don't know. As soon as like, because at that point you have to be super into the lore of D&D, because there is a lore to it. It does have a world, but most people just kind of fucking create their own world. But there is a lore to it, and so you just might be like, oh well, fucking that god would never do that shit. That's just wrong. So I don't know. My wife and I we played Pathfinder, which is D&D 3.5, but better, because when 4th Ed came out, a lot of people hated it. So Pathfinder kind of got really big, and so now those two things are kind of the two big giants of the tabletop world. But we played a lot of Pathfinder like every week throughout our 4 years of college. So tabletop is awesome, and I think tabletop is a really cool thing to do right now, because you've got Roll20, you've got Skype, you've got Discord, you've got so many different ways to get together with people without actually getting together with people. And you can kill hours of time playing tabletop role-playing games if you're into it. So, I mean, you've got Call of Cthulhu, Vampire the Masquerade, Pathfinder, Starfinder, D&D. You've got, like, no shortage of them. So I feel like, people who are into that, hopefully they're having a lot of fun doing Skype campaigns and things like that. Because it's cool how the internet has allowed us to be together without being together.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. And, like, so that's another thing. Just doing stuff with my online friends. That's nice. I've got more online friends than I have IRL friends anymore. And so I'm just like, hey, this gives me opportunity to do project work and things. Been working on some secret stuff for the Geeks for Fun channel.
Really?
Like,
oh my
it's
god,
always...
those guys. Dude, are you gonna put Goku and Wonder Woman together? God, because man, I was telling you, like their child, and then their grandchild, and then if their grandchild had like Okay, so if Goku and
If
Superman
like we
broke
bring
up-
the Kryptonians back in, then
and then they
yeah.
make a Kryptonian, and they make like Amazon Saiyan Kryptonian genetic monstrosity.
And then it gets a Green Lantern ring, and then
Well, of course.
oh god. It's just like people already complain that Superman is too strong, and I'm like, okay, yeah, Superman goes Super Saiyan, so that's a thing.
Buy everything.
Yeah, right. I don't get the appeal. No, so I've been working on stuff for that. Been working on projects and stuff. Messaging people. It was funny. I was actually messaging with one of the voice actresses we have, and she's really excited about this role we got coming of Caulifla, and so I was just kind of joking back and forth with her, and then she sent me like really crude takes of some of the stuff we were joking about. I'm like, oh god, I just want to write more of this now because this is so much fun. So that was cool. Just trying to stay busy. Like I said, I've got to get myself off of just watching YouTube videos, because that's the thing I find myself. It's really easy to do, but I quickly will just lose the whole time if I go do that.
I've got 2 box sets sitting on my shelf that I'm always looking at these days, and I'm like, don't do it. One is a box set of the first 5 seasons of Red versus Blue, and the other is a box set of the entirety of The Office, and I'm just like, nope, don't do it. Don't go down that rabbit hole. You're never gonna come out. So instead, I've been doing the much healthier thing of watching Arrow, which has been a thing.
The debatable. Hold on. Do you guys know the thing that just came out recently about Arrow?
What?
Because I want to talk about it.
Oh, the
Go for
Batman
it.
thing?
Yeah, the Batman shit.
Don't spoil the ending of Arrow, because I haven't gotten there, but I did see
you don't
that
have to worry.
post.
This was a scrapped ending for Arrow.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Where fucking Oliver Queen would inspire a new wave of vigilantes, and like the final shot was going to be like these crocs like blast through a window, and then you just see a fucking black boot and a scalloped cape, and it pans up and it's Batman. It's like, yeah, the inspiration is that Oliver Queen created Batman. I'm like, come the fuck on.
And then Batman's written like Oliver Queen in that version.
Yeah, he's got that. I said to Steve, I was like, I'll only vibe with it if they pan up and the Batman's got a goatee and he's like
Yep.
super left wing.
Exactly. He's just going around talking about how he's an old lefty, and just, I love it. No, my God, but that would be...
Snow robins don't fly.
Oh, God. But no, we've been working our way through that, which has been something. And I've been playing. Carly's been playing. So like, right at the beginning of this, when it really reached this like fever pitch, 2 big games dropped. You had Doom Eternal, and you had Animal Crossing: New Horizons. And so everyone, like, my Twitter feed has been like 90% Animal Crossing, and I've never fucking played Animal Crossing in my life. I don't know, but my wife fucking loves Animal Crossing, and so she's been playing the new Animal Crossing game like nonstop, and I've been kind of absorbing it via osmosis, and it's like the perfect game to chill with, because it's just like your little life, and you do a little bit every day, and you actually accomplish things, and you pay off debts, and you get a big house, and it's like, wow, this is like the ultimate fantasy, like fucking jumping around and killing demons with a shotgun. Like, no, this is the real fantasy that everyone wants right now.
Being able to pay off my debts.
Yeah, so there's been like a lot of stuff like that, and then you've had like people dropping things via digital streaming early. Like we watched Frozen 2 on the Disney Now or Disney Plus, whatever, because I hadn't seen it. So we did that, and so it's been cool that like some companies have been, because I'm generally a big digital person. Like most of my games are moving to digital, all that stuff. So like it's been cool to see so many companies realize, well, hey, shit, we can, release things digitally and people will get them, and it's kind of neat. So it's been cool to see some of that happening.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that, but I don't know, I'm so behind things. Like, I tend to only watch 1 or 2 things at a time. So Haley and I just finished Dragon Ball, Because it's been a while since I watched through that. So we just finished Dragon Ball, gonna move on to Z next. Probably gonna watch Kai for the first time ever. Watch Dragon Ball Z through Kai. Because we did the Saiyan Saga version of Kai, or the Kai version of the Saiyan Saga here on Geeky Gentleman a couple months ago, so probably just rewatch through that since that was like nothing, and then go through the rest of Kai. But I decided to catch up on Dragon Ball again, because just on a channel that's doing Dragon Ball content and those goddamn commentators, I gotta slap their shit down left and right, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna get the fucking sources on this, and I'm gonna prove you wrong, and it's not gonna have any validation because you're just not gonna reply back. I'm just gonna prove you wrong, and then you're gonna pretend nothing happened.
So proud of you. Look what I've turned him into. Ian was just like, I watched the dub. Now it lives.
I'm still watching the dub. Fuck it. I'll sit here all day. But one time I've had to admit, oh yeah, you're right. And it was on a pedantic name thingy as opposed to actual story-based shit. So, I'm proud of myself for that. Fucking Yamcha should have showed up. No, he shouldn't have, because they forgot about him. Just like in the last arc. Anyway, so just doing that, and I'm also watching through Clone Wars on Disney Plus right now. That was like the show I'd watch during my lunch break at work, so I'm probably gonna hold off on that maybe a little bit longer. I was just getting into season 6 when all this started, so I need to watch. We watched the first 2 episodes of season 7, and I was just like, I don't fucking care. So then I haven't watched any of the rest of it. Because they, maybe it got good, but I don't know. They opened season 7 with an arc that I personally could not give 2 fucks about. So I'm just like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna wait for season 7 to finish up, and then I'll watch it all at once. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping would happen. I hope that, watching through Clone Wars slowly would get me to the point where, by the time I got to season 7, it would be done. But then I spent, 1 weekend a couple weeks back I killed, a season and a half in just, a day. I was like, well, I don't know if this plan's going to work out, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of pad time on that. But otherwise, I don't know, just working my way through a couple things. But I want to try to be more active. I want to get through all these comics that I've gotten a backlog on. I quit doing comic reviews, and exactly what I knew would happen when I quit doing comic reviews happened is now I'm 2 months behind on most of my books. It hurts. There's a stack of books just sitting next to the couch downstairs now. So there's that to get through. Last time I did that was when I read 90% of Scott Snyder's Batman run in 2 days, and I hated it.
Yeah,
it was awful. I was so mad. Endgame was terrible. There's only one good story called Endgame. Bam, hot take.
Boom! Oh snap! Yeah. Oh my god!
I know, right? If this goes on much longer, I might end up doing. I've still got to. I mean, all the Marvel movies are on Disney Plus, right?
Most of them.
Yeah. If this goes on long enough, I've still got to do a Marvel Phase 3 day, because I've done Phase 1 and 2. So that might become a thing. Just see me post 10-minute reviews of each movie as I watch the credits for them and go on to the next one all just in one day. But God, Phase 3 is huge, and it took me all day to do Phase 2. Phase 3 might be a 2-day process. Shit.
Mm-hmm. They do normally, when they do the collections, I've seen they normally split that one in 2.
That's a pain in the ass. I want a box set of just Phase 3. That's not a special, it comes in a case that looks like the briefcase Nick Fury carried. I just want a fucking box set of the goddamn movies on Blu-ray. Is that so much to ask for?
Yes, that is too much.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, so I don't know. Working on thinking about that one. That's on the horizon, depending on how long this goes.
I've been ever since Alfie posted one of my favorite Ruby songs. I've been like jamming out on my drum set to some Jeff Williams music from Red vs. Blue and Ruby, so that's been fun. I've been trying to play drums more, but I'm also, even though it's an electronic kit, it's still kind of loud. So I'm taking the opportunity to practice more while also trying to be kind of nice to my neighbors, because I'm sure they're stressed going through all this too. So it's been fun to get more time to practice and things like that. And that's hopefully, and like my wife and I have been cooking together a little bit more than we normally do. So hopefully people will just continue to find the cool things that they can do with their time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, I read all the Injustice comics, and that was something.
Year 2 is where it peaks, right?
Well, I don't know. I haven't read year 2 yet, but year 2.
No.
Oh, you mean yeah. I mean, I liked year 2 a lot. I mean, I look. Here's the thing. I read it in like such a fucking like just blur that it all kind of blurred together for me. I enjoyed the whole ride because I just kind of was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna read this. I'm just gonna go on the ride it takes me on and enjoy it for what it is. And there was a lot of really fun stuff in there. Harley's pseudo friendship with Green Arrow and Shazam was really fun. A lot of the stuff with the Atlanteans, and then bringing in the Greek gods and all this stuff. Like there's a lot of cool shit that happened in the Injustice universe. It just sucks that all the costumes are garbage.
Yeah, but what can they do? What can they do? It's not, again, I feel so bad. Tom Taylor really deserves, because he keeps getting fucking shortchanged from it. He so desperately just wants to write a Superman run, and so he has to keep squeezing them into these really weird dystopian futures where Superman gets the shit end of the stick. It's like Deceased turned into that as well. It's like, and there's a whole issue in Injustice, right? Talking about how much Tom Taylor's pissed off about how they made him write evil Superman, and he wishes old Superman was back with the trunks and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's an issue where this kid is like remembering the time that he was like biking.
No, that's it. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yep. Yeah,
that's
it's so
Tom
fucking
Taylor.
good.
He
It's a
said
really
that's
great.
A self-insert.
It's an awesome issue. It's really good. And then that show frustrates not that show, but that book frustrates the shit out of me, because every time they do a flashback, I'm just like, oh my god, they're in costumes that look like fucking costumes and not whatever the like bad fucking overly armored like designs for bad cosplay or some shit. I don't know. But like every time they do a flashback, I'm just like, oh my god, look at it. It's beautiful. And then they cut back to the current stuff, and I'm just like, oh god, I wish this was less aggressive to look at, but still enjoyed it overall.
I think that's like a common thing, right? Is like, I still think Injustice is bad design work for like a 3D game, but even then, say that was like a movie or something, it's even worse when you translate it to a comic.
Yep.
Because now it stands out even more and takes even more time to draw. At least when you just do a game or a movie, you just make the costume once, so you don't have to. You make the model, you don't have to change anything. You just, okay, we're just going to put that model there. It can be over detailed and busy still, but like it's not as egregious to the eye. You put it on a comic, and like Captain America's MCU suit looks fine. It looks quite good. You put that in a comic, it looks ugly as sin, because there's just so much going on. So yeah, I think that's a thing. One thing I'm probably going to end up doing, because whenever I got free time on my hands, I always just end up defaulting it. So I'm probably going to find a new cosplay or something to like sink my time into. Building projects are always very, very soothing and peaceful for me.
Is that going to be harder to do since you can't really go out and like buy materials and stuff, or you just
No,
think you got enough
order all
lying
my
around?
materials anyway.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I don't know, just curious. I tend to try to go to like thrift stores and like fabric store and stuff whenever I do cosplay things. So
There's just nothing like that near me.
fair.
So I have to divulge, and even then, A lot of the because a lot of the tutorials and stuff I follow made by Americans, so a lot of the stuff you have to order.
Yeah, it's funny. I watched that cosplay Chris guy, and he's like, "Oh, just go out to Bunnings Warehouse." I'm like, "What the fuck is that? They have everything there." And it's in Australia, so I don't fucking know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that going on where I'm just like, give myself a project, find something to do. So working on some 3D again, which is fun and frustrating in its own way. God, 3D modeling. I was talking to Alfie about this before stream, but I was like, there's a process when you apply a texture to an object in 3D, and it like generates a little window with some handles on it. And you can like basically stretch and skew the image to mold onto your surface however you want. And it's worked every time since I've been using Maya since like 2013. It's fucking worked just fine. I applied it to this one object and I spent an hour and nothing was happening. Like the window would come up and I'd mess with my handles and it was just like nothing. And I was like, why? What is it? What's wrong? And so I'm sitting there trying to fuck with it through another method that like changes the way the image is displayed, and that doesn't fucking work. And so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I made the piece I needed the texture on. I just made it again in a new project, applied the texture image, it worked fine, and I just imported it back in to my 1C, and I was like, this is stupid. I don't know why I'm having to do it this way. I'm frustrated that I am having to do it this way, but here the fuck I am, because Maya's a bitch. Oh man, I hate it. Oh. It's always some bullshit, man. It's always some bullshit with Maya. I at one point complained about Maya, At one point complained about Pamela, which was the old Skype recorder that everyone used. I was talking to Haley one time when we were still dating. I was like, stupid Pamela didn't want to record, so the whole episode was ruined. Haley's a bit jealous, the jealous type, and so she's like, why are you recording with some bitch that doesn't want to even fucking talk then? I'm like, Pamela's the name of the program that records.
That's hilarious.
I know. I feel bad though. All the programs that piss me off are like vaguely female names.
Ian, misogynistic confirmed. Cancel.
Cancel Ian. Fucking talked about Maya being a bitch. That poor girl.
She didn't read it or anything. She's just trying to do her job. He's just fucking making her do all these draggable. She was made for that. She was made to create beautiful works of art, beautiful fake tools that can help children and make the world smile. Making fucking draggable Vegeta Wonder Woman model, making them kiss. It's disgusting. Makes me sick.
Oh my. So yeah, there's that. 3D work is a process.
Yeah.
Can I say, I thought I get so into when I'm making these videos, and so I made the Aliens and Dragon Ball Part 2 one, and I did like entirely too much. I realized as I was doing, I'm like, this is fucking stupid, and this is too much work. Why are you putting all this work into it? But I did it anyway. So I remade Vegeta's gravity chamber and shit for that scene. And I've like, I even had like pseudo animations in it. It's nothing fancy. It's just like a door closing and like a zoom in on some stuff. But like, I did all that shit, and not one person in the fucking comments has said, "Wow, the editing in this is really cool." And I die a little inside for that. Oh, God.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I need to be doing something. Like, the only productive thing I've been doing is playing a little bit more drums than usual. I need to like, I've been practicing more stuff in like Adobe and things like that, and I've been trying to relearn a few skills on like DSLR filming. Because one of these days, I'm gonna make good on that threat of making my own content someday. One day, it's gonna fucking happen, and y'all will be sorry.
Yep. I'm excited. I can't wait to see you start your YouTube channel, Matt.
I know. It's been something, but no, I've just been Yeah, I want to do more productive stuff, but I've been playing through. I'm gonna bogart the mic and just talk about this for like 2 minutes and then we'll move on. But I've been playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. If you've never fucking played that game and you have a decent, like, not horrible computer, I mean, not even even a horrible computer. It's from fucking 2002. Go play it. It's like if you like Fallout or Elder Scrolls or Deus Ex or any of those types of fucking RPGs. I've been playing the shit out of it because it's just the best game in the world. That's all I really got. So that's all I've been doing. I've been watching a lot of the Muppets on Disney Plus. I've been doing that, and I've discovered how much of a Muppets fan I am. So that's been fun.
I mean, we're not going to say it, but like, pretty relevant to something that we're coming out soon. One thing
you're
I've been doing
not wrong.
if you want to talk about best game in the world, one thing actually I started before that. I don't know if this counts because I was doing this before this. I just happened to cross over. But like last night, I beat Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and I had been going through all the Sonic games, not just all the Sonic games, plus a few fan games that I put in my personal headcanon chronological order. So I went Sonic 1, Sonic Before the Sequel, which is a really fantastic fan game, which tells a story of how Sonic met Tails through just like sprite cutscenes. Really, really well done. Beautiful soundtrack. Sonic 2, Sonic After the Sequel, which leads directly into Sonic 3, and then Sonic 3, the new version of it they released, the fan game called Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited, which is so good. It puts it all into widescreen. It combines Sonic 3 and Knuckles into just Sonic 3 with all the hypersonic and all the levels combined into one huge massive game the way God intended. Got all the level layouts. It throws in the drop dash from Mania, which...
Ooh, nice.
Like everything about it was so good. And the only one I've got left to do is CD, because I put CD at the end because, you know, I was talking to Ian about the Metal Sonic video. It doesn't make any sense that he makes these Metal Sonics and has the best one not be the last one.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. That CD takes place between. Wait, is it like officially is a prequel to one?
I mean, there's never been stated officially, but how it is, one's always been the first one, but it's because when they made Sonic 2, the two different development teams were doing Sonic 2 and Sonic CD. People normally just say, wow, they didn't know the story of Sonic 2 when the guys over there were doing Sonic CD, so both of them take place after Sonic 1. I'm assuming because Tails isn't there, Sonic is meant to go Sonic CD, Sonic 2.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's so at the very end. It is the last. It's Sonic CD and then Adventure. God damn
yeah,
it.
and that works really well because Adventure has that flashback of Amy where she remembers Sonic CD, and it seems recent.
But where does Knuckles Chaotix fit into the timeline is the real question.
Right in the fucking garbage where it belongs.
Oh, high five!
Ooh.
Yeah, thanks, Ian, for that high five.
How dare you disrespect that game and its awkward as fuck controls.
I have actually never played it. I just like
to... a ninja.
I've actually never played it. I just want to do the internet thing and have a really hot, controversial take that shits on something that other people enjoy.
No,
that's fun.
Those chaotics. It's people really don't like that game.
The important question actually is, where does Sonic Spinball fit in the timeline?
That's such a fucking weird ass game because that's one of those games that like there's like it's like Mean Bean Machine, like fucking in that was a game made in the time where they could still use, or at least we're still trying to use, some of the iconography from the TV shows that were around at the time. So Sonic Spinball is a fucking weird one. So is Mean Bean Machine, but they're both, well, Mean Bean Machine's probably more fun than Spinball just for the sake of not being ball crushingly hard.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I'm bad at all 2D Sonic games, so there's that.
Me too. Me too.
Oh really? I didn't know that. That's funny.
I'm shitty at them, like, because I grew up playing, like, I don't know, like action and like 3D platformers. Like I played like a lot of Rayman 2. I played a lot of like fucking I don't know Spyro, shit like that.
Yeah, same.
And then like adventure games like Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and like God of War and shit like that. Like 2D games I've always enjoyed, but I've never been like great at them. And I don't like, I keep trying to play like Symphony of the Night, and for some reason something about it being in 2D makes me enjoy the exploration less, because there's a bunch of like 2D Souls likes that I really want to play, but I just feel like I wouldn't enjoy the exploration aspect of it as much because it's in 2D, and I don't know why. I don't know.
I'm just embarrassingly bad at them. Like, I tried to play through Sonic 1 with save states just to try to get through it, and I still like fucking failed at like Scrap, or not even Scrap Brain Zone. What's the one where the fucking oh shit, it's before Starry Night Zone. It's the one where like there's that fake looking Sonic thing that you think it's you, and then it turns out it's an enemy and it comes and hits you. I don't fucking know.
That is
Yeah, I'm not remembering.
that is Starlight Zone, I think.
I don't know, my level knowledge
it's
is
before
better on the other
Starlight
one.
Zone, because that's like Starlight Zone's like almost second to last or something. I'm talking about just after Marble Zone, whatever the fucking
Oh,
stage
Spring
is.
Yard.
Yeah, Spring Yard, that's it. I can't get past Spring Yard Act 2, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm terrible. I'm just going to eternally be shit at 2D Sonic games, and that's just how it is. So yeah, there's that.
It's like when I was playing Sonic Mania, I was like, oh no, you know what? Maybe I've gotten better at 2D Sonic games. And then at some point in Sonic Mania, I was just like, oh fuck, no, I'm bad. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I gonna? What else was I gonna play? Fucking Sonic Forces? No.
That's really what it was for me. I got a Switch and was like, okay, I can finally play some modern games again. All right, do I get Sonic Mania or Sonic Forces?
Dude, if you got
Well, I'm shit at 2D Sonic games, so I better go for Forces. And honestly, you know what? It's not the worst Sonic game. Like it's not incompetent.
But it's it's almost like the opposite problem, right? Is like you it's tough to play the 2D ones. The Forces plays itself.
Right.
Forces does. Forces is the. But if you're wanting to play fucking modern games, they fucking stealth dropped Jedi Academy onto Switch and PS4 today, which is really cool because they just did it. No one fucking knew it, and I'm just like, I already own this game on like 2 different systems. Do I really need to have it for original Xbox, Steam, and PS4? And the answer is probably going to be yes, but that's okay. Fuck. No, but yeah, I don't. That's when they made Sonic 4 one of the 2 like free games with PlayStation Plus, like that and fucking Shadow of the Colossus. And you're just like, oh, so like a truly artful masterpiece that shows what video games can do as an art form, and also Shadow of the Colossus. That's cool. But fucking yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. At least people can now play it without having to spend money on it. Good for them. Like I did. I had to spend money on it and be sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a gamer. Like, I've got the Crash Insane trilogy and the Spyro Reignited trilogy for Switch, and cool. I got about halfway through Spyro 1 and just, like, forgot about it. Like, I was playing Sonic Generations today, because, again, I mentioned this speedrun thing. I like to imagine that one day I could be a speedrunner. If I didn't suck. But like I was playing that today, and Haley's sitting there watching me replay the same stage over and over and over again, and clearly getting annoyed by my song choice on it. And she goes, "Did you ever finish Spyro?" And I'm like, "No, I literally forgot I started playing that game. I completely forgot it existed until right this second." By the way, so like I talked about how I had a respectable time on Speed Highway and Generations, and I think I'm going to completely undercut that by telling y'all I changed the song to Free from the Sonic Riders soundtrack.
Oh, shit.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm more a fan of Ungratify. That one fucking oof.
Okay. All right.
Sonic Riders is a good soundtrack. Most name a Sonic game that doesn't.
No, I mean sure, but it's like I'm butchering adventure with something not adventure.
I mean, I used to mix and match all the time, man. Don't blame that. Like, especially when you're doing speedrun, and I'm probably just gonna throw a different song every time.
You can't change it without exiting the stage again and then going back in. That's like longer load time, which isn't good for repetition and stuff. But I was like, fuck it, I'll just this one gets me hyped for some reason. And it's so funny because I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, this is awful. And then I keep listening to it. I'm like, I'm fucking really into it now.
I'm free as the wind. As the wind. It's so good.
Exactly. That shit. I'm falling free. What would it be to be speed of light? Something.
Yeah, all right. So, because people are stuck at home and need stuff to jam to. What are your top 5 Sonic songs?
Oh,
man.
shit.
Oh man, that's hard. Speaking of like long YouTube videos, I watched an hour and 40-minute video essay on all the Sonic music and its evolution.
Yeah, that was so good. I love that.
All right, so Invincibility theme is my number one undisputed. It is
which
like
game?
the very first game, the Invincibility theme.
Okay.
Everything else is a poor man's imitation. They should have just kept it and not done anything, or they should have just folded it and made it the Supersonic theme. Like all the time, it would just be a slow evolution of that. Missed opportunity. Then, Escape from the City, Live and Learn. I guess Fallen Free. I mean, it's Free is it's a good song. I fucking like it. And the embarrassing choice, kind of, His World.
His World!
Dude, His World is my favorites too. Do you not be that your grant? I like all 3 versions.
I mean, it's the orchestral one is absolutely fantastic. And again, the exact same thing. The first time I heard His World, I'm like, God, this is so awful. And then it kept playing like 3 times, and I'm like, all right, this is actually pretty fucking cool. How about you, Matt?
Okay, so like classic songs, fucking Mystic Cave Zone from Sonic 2. So fucking good. Sonic 3, goddamn Ice Cap Zone. Ice Cap Zone all fucking day. And here's the thing about Ice Cap Zone. Ice Cap Zone was worked on by the keyboard player for an old band called the Jetzons, so like Jetzons. Go listen to the song Hard Times by the Jetsons. It is the same song, and it's purposefully the same song. The keyboard player knew the band was going nowhere. They took the song Hard Times, it's the same song, and he just put it in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and just it doesn't have lyrics. But it's a the da-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. It's hard times, happiest days of my life, hard times gone by. Like, it's the same song, and it's fucking awesome. Modern Sonic songs, I like a lot of the like Sonic Heroes stuff. I like Sonic Heroes. Fucking the Metal Sonic theme, What I'm Made Of, that Ian Flynn used as dialogue in parts of the IDW comics is fucking great. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. So fucking good. And then Escape from the City. I'm of the hot take that I think Open Your Heart might be better than Live and Learn.
Okay.
And I'll let that sit for a minute because I do think Open Your Heart is really fucking good. And then what's the fucking the Amy one, the like sweet you're so sweet, so fucking good. I don't know. I like a lot of it. I like just all of it is good except for anything that's from Sonic Chronicles and the Dark Brotherhood. That's not good. That's bad. That's a bad time for Sonic music. That's the dark times. But just all of it I guess, is fucking good.
That's good. So to kind of do the thing you did with like a split up between the classics, a big fan of, like you say, Studiopolis, I think is really good for Mania. It doesn't really count as a thingy, but just as a really good song.
Camera.
God, it's so good. And then I also really like Hydrocity. I also really like Angel Island, which is weird for a Sonic one because it's kind of peaceful, but like I really like. I've seen a lot of fans in like orchestral covers of that, and it sounds like really mystic and like just cozy. And then my undisputed. I'm surprised no one fucking mentioned this, and you kind of dead to me. The best classic Sonic song is Stardust Speedway Act 2 Bad Future.
I mean, that's great. Yeah, sure. But it's no invincibility theme.
That's like putting Chemical Plant Zone on the list. Like, yeah, fucking of course. Like, do we really need to talk about it?
Be said.
Yeah, I guess.
I will specifically get bad endings in that game just to hear that song.
I think people. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. If you're
no, go ahead.
I think people like, when people talk about modern Sonic, right? They talk about like the Crush 40 songs, and they talk about the songs with lyrics like, Escape from the City. But I think some of the level music is just fucking great. Sonic Heroes has some of my favorite level music. Fucking Casino Park from Sonic Heroes has one of my all-time favorite Sonic songs, and fucking Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2, it's like ska influences, where it's just like this hard rockin' tune with the like the brass and shit. So like fucking, it's just, I could talk about Sonic music all day. I just love it.
Maybe we should do an episode on Sonic music in the future.
Oh, we might have to.
Just completely go through each and all of them. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Sonic Adventure, probably Sonic Adventure and Sonic CD have the best soundtracks in the franchise to me. Just in terms of like entirety, consistency. Sonic CD, the Japanese soundtrack, the American one's good too. Both of those to me have the most, like, even aside from the kick-ass vocal themes, just the general atmosphere of each level feels so good, and you can definitely tell that's where those are the two instances where Sega was really like, for better or for worse, we got a new console, we got a new thing, we're gonna try and show just how much crazy shit can do. And a lot of that time it was like, this is what the Dreamcast can sound like, this is what the Sega CD can sound like, and I think it definitely paid off for those two in those aspects.
Yeah. In
terms of vocals, I really like Ungratify from Sonic Riders. I also really like the it's only just for the beginning, but it's the song from Shadow the Hedgehog, Never Turn Back, when it does the fucking Live and Learn piano cover. Like, that's really, it's just really, it makes me always like really sad, because it's just fucking Shadow's always so edgy and it's so stupid and so dumb, but like sometimes, man, go back to that kid who was like, Sonic Adventure 2 made me cry.
Dude, fucking, if my wife was here, and I just feel like I have to speak for her real quick. If she was here, it would be like, okay, how do I put Ghost Pumpkin Soup on here 5 times? Yes. Ghost Pumpkin Soup, Unknown from ME, Team Chaotix's theme, and All Hail Shadow. If I had to pin her down, that probably would be on there big time, because fucking All Hail Shadow is the shit. It's so over the top, and I love it.
Can I also have one last final reference, because it needs to be, I was shit on this game a lot, but I do think, first of all, unironically, Fist Bump slaps.
Fist Bump slaps, man. I love that.
And then, ironically, Infinite Stream is the best fucking thing ever made.
Oh my god. I am the tallest of mountains. I am the sharpest of blades.
I'm the tallest. It's just so good. It's so hype. It's so hardcore. You can tell it was like...
they traveled back to 2003.
They've all got like beer guts now. they're just done. They're like, well, we tried to do something different with colors, but the kids really want the darkness. I guess we can try. What was dark like again? oh, you know, like Shadow with the goods, everything. No. It was this.
Fucking what? Oh fuck. Yeah, when I was playing through Sonic and the Secret Rings and like every fucking menu, Make Belize Reborn. Fuck. Just I can't.
This is like Mario just sucks shit. When has he ever had an intro that's kicked off with Make Belize Reborn?
Yeah, it's fucking.
Can we just talk about how the fact that the fucking Sonic storybooks have like the coolest fucking opening cinematics?
Yes.
God, the fucking opening
I know
cinematic for
Sonic
for
Unleashed
Secret
is really
Rings.
good too, but
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sonic Unleashed has one of the best video game openings of all time.
Why didn't we do those more?
I don't know, man. It was cool as shit.
Not even just for Sonic, but like we don't do those in general anymore. Which, like we do, it seems like they spend all the budget for that just under trailers. Like Forster's got a CGI trailer, and so did Generations. But like, I don't know. I really missed that. I think it was like a
I
really
don't know.
good.
I thought it was a cool move that Generations just started out with Green Hill.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, I don't know. They used to do the supersonic transformations as like these full like in Unleashed it got like a full cutscene and like as best they could. The adventure games tried to do it like that as well. So I wouldn't have minded if like just to pay homage to both sides. You start with just Green Hill, but then you end with like a fucking gorgeously animated supersonic dual transformation instead of like the "You've got this, Sonic."
What does Shadow say? Is it?
That's
"You
what he
got
says.
this-"
That's what he says.
Okay.
"You've got this, Sonic."
Is it Silver that's like, "We believe in you, Sonic"?
I was like, you know, you can come down. You two can turn super. You can
Like we could get like
Tails.
4 people here with like Knuckles turns pink when he's super, but still, like yeah, we could get like 6 or 7 people going super against Robotnik right now. I'm just saying, like the Chaos Emeralds do not seem limited to 2 people. No, you've got this, Sonic. I really feel like just
So
logically.
It's no. I like to think it's like, and then just those it completely changes the context of that scene once you have Shadow, Blaze, and Silver basically telling them to fuck off. It's like, "You've got this, Sonic."
Oh man.
God.
All right. So something else not Sonic related then to close out on. Anyone got anything?
No, not really.
All right, just a bunch of fucking Sonic nerds up in here. That's what this is. Any Sonic eroticas to recommend us, Matt? You gonna pull up your bookmarks and?
So
You know, man.
have I ever? No, I feel like I shouldn't. No, it's too.
Yeah. You have to. We have to
All right.
close that. Look, people are trapped in their homes. This is the only thing they can listen to. And you're gonna deny
It's gonna change the way people look at me, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. But here
People
it goes.
can't look at you. We're a
Okay,
voice.
It's true. All right. So look, we all know what Discord is. Yeah, we all have Discord. I'm a member of a handful of Discord servers, and one of them. I'm not proud of this. One of the,
That's my favorite way Geeky trying to move guests answer this shit.
one of the Discord servers that I'm a member of is the Discord server for the subreddit r Sonic Porn. And I shit you not, some of the best discussion of Sonic happens on that Discord. Like they're so into it, and they take like the IDW comics and make them into like great memes and shit, and it's great. And then you can just scroll down, and they've got like not safe for work individual channels for like every single Sonic character where they just post lewd fan art. And there's some really talented artists on there, and it's something. It's a weird little community.
Link in the description.
Yeah, link in the description. Just go to Reddit, type in Sonic Porn, go to the subreddit, and there's an open invitation to the Discord.
I feel like that's almost too. Like, there's got to be more than one. Like, am I crazy?
No, it's funny because there's also an r Sonic the Hedgehog Discord just for the regular
For the non-fans.
Yep.
Casuals.
For the casuals. I'm on that one too. I'm gonna go dig up my Game Boy Advance SP and play through the Sonic Advance trilogy.
Yeah,
I want to fucking do that, like really bad. It's
That'd
so
be
good.
cool.
No, I don't know. Play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, watch Arrow, read comics, do Sonic porn. Dude, the IDW's, oh my god, the most recent issue of IDW Sonic was fucking heartbreaking. Oh my god. Anyways,
Aw.
yeah, we'll
Okay.
we'll see where it goes. It's tragedy.
Alright.
There's tragedy up in here that I'm sure is all gonna get undone. It's probably all gonna be fine, but sad in the moment.
Do the Chaos Emeralds work like that? Have we reached that point in the Dragon Ball epoxies where they now undo all the consequences as well?
Well, it's just they're doing basically a zombie arc, and so we know they're gonna get a cure and it's gonna be fine. But in the meantime, watching Cream the Rabbit gasp in horror as her mother gets turned into a zombie is pretty fucking hardcore. So that's fun. But
what's the title called?
it's just the IDW Sonic comics. They're zombots, so they get.
No, it's like the arc not got like a title.
Oh fuck. Man, I don't know, because I read these all like.
Because I know it doesn't, and it's going to be annoying because you know what they should fucking call that?
What?
Fucking Shadow versus Evil Dead. And just, you telling me they're doing a zombie arc in Sonic and they're not gonna have fucking Shadow roll up with his guns and just start taking motherfuckers out? Like Cream's crying over her mum and the Shadow just fucking blasts her head out. He's like, come with me.
Fucking.
That's the hoop shit.
I swear. No, fucking Shadow showed up and immediately got his ass turned into a zombie because he didn't.
Wow, because they knew they couldn't censor him.
Yep, because they knew. They knew that if he showed up and started fucking unloading on them guns.
So fucking, and like Sonic like comes back like, guys, we got the kill. Oh shit! Just Shadow to the fucking pump action shotgun.
I wish. That'd be great. I would love that. But no, that did not happen, unfortunately. Missed opportunity. Big time.
We're doing that on the channel. That's gonna be a what if. What if IDW Sonic had fucking balls?
Oh god.
Alfie just reaches a point where he just doesn't give a fuck anymore on Geeky Gentleman. He's like, I'm just gonna say shit. It's fine. Because now there's some poor soul that watches fucking Dragon Ball DC and they're like, oh, is this actually gonna be a series? Because I'm really interested in it now. Oh god.
I'm in a halfway I'm making.
Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I guess it comes down to Matt.
Yeah.
We need a review topic, sir.
Have you guys ever talked about Red versus Blue?
No.
All right, we're reviewing the first season of Red versus Blue. It's about an hour long. It's like 18 4-minute episodes. Just go to roosterteeth.com or just Google Red vs. Blue Season 1. It should take you to roosterteeth.com. I would have us review like the first 3 seasons, but because the seasons, the individual episodes get longer per season. But the first season is about a 72-minute watch. So we're gonna review the first season of Red vs. Blue, the very first season.
Sounds good. What does that take back to? Like 07?
It is. I think it's. Is it fucking earlier than that? No, it's 2003. Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Wow.
03.
Okay.
03. They used to be on Netflix. I don't know why they took them off. But.
Netflix rotates stuff around. All right. Everyone, thanks very much for watching. Until then, I'm the Philosopher.
I'm a champion of the oppressed.
I am the Sonic Erotica lover.
And we are your Geeky Gentlemen. And we will be discussing things.